Hello, my name is Kim Greiser and I live in the 4th Congressional District. I'm also a member of Indivisible Whitpain, and today we have Joe Hoeffel with us, who's going to take a few minutes to tell us about his candidacy in the 4th Congressional District for this primary election, May 15th. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Kim. Good to be here.
Great. So, I would like to ask you your top priority that you will advocate for when elected.
Well, change. We need fundamental change in Washington. We've got a president that is lying to us every day and posing a real threat to our democratic values, and a Congress that is dysfunctional and simply not being effective, not getting things done for the people. So we need a member of Congress that can hit the ground running, be effective right away, make things happen like legalizing the DACA Dreamers. That sort of thing ought to be achievable by Congress, with or without the president's support. That's the sort of thing I want to work on.
Great. And let's get to it. So there has been much debate over who should pay for health care, while the costs of health care continue to rise. So tell us the first thing that the federal government needs to do to address increasing health care costs, regardless of who's paying for it.
Well, the first thing is to restore the subsidies that are in the Affordable Care Act that Donald Trump just cut out. The Obamacare Act, if you will, is the law of the land, and it promised and provided subsidies for middle-income people to be able to afford the insurance policies that they must buy under the law. So it's a real breach of faith for Trump to go in and cut out those subsidies. What we really need is a single-payer system, Medicare for all. That's what I'm advocating. That's what I'll fight for. That will bring down costs and cover everybody and let medical providers pay attention to their professions and not have to worry about the business side of healthcare. If we get Medicare for all, that will be the best thing we can do to improve healthcare in America.
Definitely. I think we can agree that healthcare is a human right, and that decreasing the cost will increase the quality of life overall.
Absolutely right.
And it definitely leads to my next question of addressing income inequality in America. So with a Republican president in place, what would you recommend that Congress do to finally address the issue of widespread income inequality?
Well, there's a couple of things. Our tax policies in Washington are terribly unfair to middle and lower income people. I would reverse the tax cuts that Trump just pushed through that mainly benefited the wealthy and corporate America because it denies funding to the government that is needed for the social welfare and safety net programs that we rely upon and we need to provide to folks in need. At the other end of the spectrum, we need to boost wages. So I will support raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. It's $7.25 right now, which is disgraceful, hasn't gone up for years. So we need to create opportunity, pay people fairly, and make sure that our tax and spending policies favor instead of punish the middle class and lower income Americans.
Thank you. Last question for you. So there are ICE raids happening. DACA is being spoken about, Dreamers, and the wall. So immigration policies are an important topic of discussion right now. What should be the top priority for Congress in fixing our immigration policy?
Well, the first thing is to legalize the Dreamers. There's actually bipartisan support for that, but the Republicans in Congress won't bring a freestanding bill to the floor that would legalize the Dreamers because President Trump wants to attach to it funding for his stupid wall. And it's really a disgrace. I'll never vote for a penny for that wall. I think Trump's vision of a wall is it's un-American. We don't. That's not us. And I think ICE itself has been getting out of hand. I think under President Trump, their enforcement policies have been unfair. They are violating people's rights, and I think the next Congress has to rein in ICE and make sure they follow the proper procedures and the law and not ride roughshod over the rights of immigrants.
Super. Thanks, Joe. Last question. Again, it's a trick question. Can you share with us your favorite family vacation?
Traveling out west, looking at mountains. I could look at mountains all day long. My family and I have been fortunate enough to travel out to Wyoming many summers, and it's a beautiful country, a big country, and it always, there's a saying that open spaces fill you up, and they do for me. So anytime I can get out to Wyoming, I'm going to go.
It sounds relaxing. Thank you for chatting with us today.
Thank you. Good to be here.